what remains uniquely human? So, we're not talking about machine learning just taking over marketers' jobs,
Mhm.
but what do you see moving forward? What gives you confidence that not only will marketers have jobs, but that those jobs may have new and rewarding and creative elements to them? What do you look at as remaining uniquely human when more and more machines are used to help marketers do
Um,
their job?
Two things. One is creativity,
Hmm.
just straightforward thinking outside the box. It's the human mind is able to take all of its knowledge and all of its experience and apply it to a completely different subject. So you'll be going on your run or out on the golf course or taking a shower, and suddenly, oh, that and that go together, which is totally human. The machine doesn't do that. The machine takes the data that it has and looks at the correlations between them, but can't take something over here and apply it because it just can't see that. In the human brain, everything you watched on TV as a kid, every book that you've read, every relationship you had, every meal that you ate creates your worldview. And that's unique. And so part one is creativity, part two is collaboration. So when you take your unique worldview and then seven other people's completely different worldviews, put them in a room to try to solve a problem, this is the most powerful super duper computer ever. And somebody will say, I don't see it that way. I see it like this. And that'll cause the third person to say, well, that gives me an idea. And now you are off to the races. And the machine just can't do that. So the creativity, the ability to bring an idea from somewhere else into the picture that you hadn't even consciously tried to think of doesn't exist in computers. Um, can it crunch a huge amount of information and find correlations and anomalies? Absolutely. But can it invent something? It can pretend to be creative
Right.
if you design it specifically to solve a creativity problem. But it's not that human thing of, I saw a bird go by and that made me think of an airplane and that made me think of a helicopter, which made me realize we can solve this problem by dropping somebody in a parachute. It's like computers are just not there.
Right.
That's not, yeah.
Yeah, they're they're
So,
they're goal based. I mean, it's
yeah.
I think the simplest way to think about what they do. You've talked about the narrow AI, but they're designed to achieve a specific outcome, and they have to be trained to think about things outside of the fastest way to achieve that outcome,
So it's
because
really good at testing. I can do
right,
A/B testing from here to the moon, but it will only test what I give it to test. Whereas a human designer will go, well, I can test this, this, and this, but just for fun, let's try this thing.
right.
And
Or like YouTube, tell the algorithm you want to keep people on YouTube as long as possible, so it learns what people like to watch, and maybe sometimes that's not to the advancement of society. And the machine doesn't
yeah,
know that. Like, it doesn't realize what it's doing. It just knows it's succeeding at keeping people on YouTube. So it's this whole idea of, like, it has a goal. It tries to achieve the goal. It often is very, very good at achieving its goal, but sometimes there's other elements to it that the human has to be the one to oversee.